Alright, welcome to the March 14th, 2024 Community Roundup for Cosmic Reach. Today, 0.1.6 came out, and the most important thing, at least to me, is that it added mouse sensitivity, FOV, or field of view, and render distance sliders. So let's check that out really quick. Alright, here we are in my single-player world, pre-alpha, near the observatory. And if I go into my options, we have two new options here. We have mouse sensitivity, it's currently at 100%. It can go down to 1%, which is this slow. So I'm dragging the mouse along my mouse pad. And if we go to 500%, it goes this fast. So you can essentially do a 720 times like 4. And the next option we have is FOV, or field of view, which is a reasonable value. If you don't understand the linear algebra behind FOV, or field of view, it's basically just saying how much of the game world can we fit onto the player's screen at the same time. So right now we can see that this is how much I can see of the world. And if we look up at the observatory, this is what it looks like. And if we go to options and then we come down to say 30, you'll notice a very interesting effect. It looks like everything is zoomed in, like that was an actual zoom in function, which is pretty interesting because that means we actually have a way to zoom in the game. And if we go down to, say, 10 FOV, which is the minimum, now we're really zoomed in. And the reason this works is because what it's saying here is that you have a very small field of view of 10 degrees from the player's eyeballs going outward. So humans have a much higher field of view. It's very close to 180, but in video games we often use much lower values just because it looks better and it's not so zoomed in. And field of view is saying that we only want to be able to see 10 degrees from the player's eyeballs out into the world. But the catch is we have to still fill the screen with graphics, and we can't stretch the graphics. So if you think about that a little bit, that means you have to show less of the game world. And to do that, we have to zoom in because we're saying we can only see 10 degrees in front of us, so we can see much less of the game world than we were able to before, but we still have to fill the same room on the screen. And if we change FOV from 10 and then 70 was the default, if we change it all the way up to 170, which is the maximum, we get this. Now we have to fill the screen with the game world, but we have to show so much more of it. We have to show 170 degrees of the world, which is almost a straight horizontal line from the player's left and right. So you can see the blocks that are right near the left of my player, my eyeballs, and then the blocks that are right, they're almost directly to the right side of me. And in order to show so much more of the world, so many more pixels on a same size screen, you have to zoom out so that all of the graphics shrink inward. So essentially you're smushing a bunch of the graphics on the screen toward the center of the screen horizontally. A small meta detail to note about the Discord server is that today we reached 1,000 members and currently we're sitting at 1,042. And one small administrative detail, I'm going to try my best to remember to say players' names in these videos so that people can get credit where credit is due, instead of just looking at their image and then not mentioning who they are. The first thing I want to showcase is this build by Amethyst, which is a pretty big build of either a school or a hospital, and I like how it's kind of built into the mountain there. That's pretty cool. I Live for Karams added numbers and letters to the game, and I saw this and I was thinking, well, it doesn't look like it's very well drawn. It kind of looks like a children's block in a playroom. But then I thought about it again and I said, not a bad idea actually. And yeah, this isn't a bad idea at all. In fact, I really, really like it. Having numbers and letters in the game makes it so that you don't have to draw pixel art if you ever want to make words or something like that in the world. And you can make them very compact, so you don't have to have, massive pixel art. So a very interesting idea, and I think this should definitely be added to the base game. Now, one problem I could see with this is you have people playing in different regions of the world, and so you may end up feeling obligated to add characters from other languages, and it could get out of control pretty fast. But at the same time, you could have players support their own character sets and just follow some template that the base game already uses. Back in the fan art channel, we have a picture of Final Four Each dipping a spoon into a person's head with what looks like tortellini soup in it. which I think is rather unsettling and weird, but make of that what you will, I guess. Just Jory posted a super flat world in the World's Downloads channel, which is 16 by 16 chunks, and it's just a flat grass world with big walls around it. So if you're interested in using this for a custom map or something, feel free to download it. I posted a video about how to use data mods. I find that a lot of people are asking questions about how to both use and create mods, so I'm going to try to make more videos about this stuff. I think the next one will be how to create a data mod, just because they're the easiest, and then I'll move to things like fabric and patches and things like that. And for some reason I thought this was kind of funny. Hare posted a house on the moon, and the reason I'm showing this one off is because it has a kind of interesting architecture to it. It uses a lot of different colored slabs, and then it also uses the up-and-coming note block as an aesthetic. It uses 2 vertical wooden plank slabs for the doors, so it kind of looks like doors are open. And I haven't ever thought about that before or seen it in any other builds. That's very cool. And then it has like the sides here, so you have a full block of wood here, and then you have the slabs on the side, and you have a much more realistic western looking roof as well. Moving on to the mods, we have ArloJ posting a mod that adds a new generation type with Earth-like terrain generation. I think this might be a combination of changing the world generation code along with replacing moon textures with nature-y textures, but I'm not sure. It's cool either way. Here's a mod by Jake CCZ that allows changing the pitch of note blocks. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching.